Hello and welcome to another update for my Out of the Park Baseball 25 Perfect Team. It's a Mets Realm theme team, and I'm up to the year 2031. And I'm going to tell you how well my team did by first telling you the stats and explaining how the season went. And then you could probably take a guess as to how it ended at the end. So, the other thing, before I forget, I opened about 237 packs. If you haven't watched that video, you might enjoy it. I had some interesting pulls in that one, and I went a lot differently than the first time if you saw that video. So check that one out. In any case, let's get started with the update for the year 2031. And let's go to our pitching first. I'm going to do a more abbreviated version than I've done in the beginning just to save time. And so it doesn't tire me out with my voice and everything. So you can see my rotation is Craig Swan, Frank Viola, Bobby Ojeda, Ron Darling, and Jose Quintana. And they were my rotation for the entire season. And it was an interesting season. My ERA was generally pretty good. As you can see, Ojeda's in the third spot because his ERA wasn't as good as everyone else's. He was 4.37 ERA, and the big addition to my rotation that turned out to be good was Craig Swan. So let's take a look. He had a 3.66 ERA with 10 wins and 11 losses. So let's take a look at his card. Now, as you can see, this is a special Combinator edition. You might want to go full screen on your end to see what it is. So it started out like this, and then I upgraded it all the way to level 4. And as you can see, the card has gotten a lot better than this. That yellow at the top for stuff is now 73 in the green, and a lot of good stuff in the middle, upgrades and control also at the bottom. So I'm generally pretty pleased with Craig Swan at this point. I'm gonna do one more upgrade for Craig Swan, and then we will move on to someone else. So this is what he did in the season. Not going to go through every game, but he had a let's see, where are we here? He had a 2.64 ERA through May 9th, which was pretty impressive. Then he kind of fell back down to earth a little bit, going as high as 3.41. But then by June 25th, he was back down to a 3.09 ERA. Then he had a few hiccups with a 5-run game, but then he bounced back with putting up 0s and 1s and got all the way back down to a 3 ERA on July 16th. And then he had a few hiccups in the following month. And yeah, he kind of finished the season a little on the rough side, giving up 4, then 5 earned runs, then 1 earned run, then 5 earned runs in 5 starts. So in September, his ERA kind of ballooned up to 3.66, but it was as low as 3.30 on August 27th. So that's not bad. So Craig Swan will be a mainstay in the rotation moving forward. So I'm excited about that. Let's go to Bobby Ojeda. Oh, so Frank Viola. Frank Viola is an interesting one because he actually had the top 4 ERA with a 2.84 ERA. And yeah, so he was generally pretty good the entire season. He actually started off, not the entire season, he started off bad, giving up 5 earned runs and 0s and 5s, then 3s, 2s, 2s, 4s, and his ERA didn't really start taking a turn for the better until May 28th, when his ERA went to 2.98. Then he had a few hiccups and then went back down as low as 2.48 ERA on July 17th. And he was an all-star this season as well. So that's pretty good. Put up a bunch of 0s and 1s. And yeah, he can put 1-1-0, 1-1-0, 1-1 ERA. That's a pretty big streak of ace-level starts. So that was nice. Unfortunately, as you can see on the right side, a lot of losses, but it's not really his fault. He didn't get much offense help, which is a story for the season after I passed this part. So let's go to... So yeah, he put up decent numbers to finish the season with a few hiccups along the way, ending in a 2.84 ERA. Kind of had a not good September considering his earlier numbers, but he still finished the season with a 2.84 ERA, so can't really complain about him. Now let's go to Ojeda. Did I look at Ojeda already? Let's go to Ojeda. He started off he finished the season with a 4.37 ERA, and he actually didn't start too bad, but he had a 3.42 ERA at the end of June, so that's not horrible. But then he had a really bad hiccup on July 15th, giving up 7 earned runs. And he had another really bad one, giving up 8 earned runs on September 9th. And yeah, just gave up a lot of 3 earned run games and 4 earned run games, and didn't quite do it for me this year. So he usually was my best pitcher, but for some reason just couldn't put it together this year, so might have to tweak his settings a little bit. And let's see, Ron Darling, who had a pretty good year, 9-15, 208 innings, and 3.62 ERA. Let's see. So he started off pretty good. He had a 2.82 ERA going to May 24th. And then he gave up 6 earned runs. And then he had this really rough patch on June 21st, 27th, and July 3rd, giving up 4, 6, and 4. And that kind of put him at a 3.66 ERA, which is kind of low considering that rough patch because he pitched so well earlier. And then he strung together a lot of decent starts with a few bad ones, giving up 5 and 4. His worst start, September 5th, giving up 7 earned runs. Put his ERA at 3.67. Still a pretty decent ERA for what I would have expected from him as a third or fourth starter, so I'm not too upset. And he does have a handful of wins, as you can see in the green. So that's not too bad. And then let's see. What was that? What was I going to say? Yeah, so he finished with a 3.62 ERA, which wasn't too bad. Wasn't too bad. So let's see. Let's go to the next pitcher. Jose Quintana, 3.34 ERA. Pitched pretty good. Bounced back. And he had, let's see. He started the season a bit rocky, giving up 4 earned runs in the second start. Then he had a few rough ones along the way, but he still kept his ERA under. Did his ERA ever go above 4? Never went above 4. Did it go above 3.8? Never went above 3.8. So he put up a lot of solid starts with like a bad one here or there, but he got a decent amount of wins. So I'm not too upset. And so let's see. There. Okay, let's go to, where are we going next? Let's go to our pen. I'm not going to go into all these pen people, but my 2 best relievers were Ottavino and McDowell. Usually my philosophy when I put my bullpen is whoever's hot, I play as my closer in the setup. And in this particular season, Ottavino and McDowell were my best bullpen guys to start the season, and they kept their job. Ottavino with 34 saves and a 3 ERA. McDowell with 5 saves and a 3.33 ERA. And then Brooks Raley, I thought, would turn it around, but kept his ERA hovering around 4 to 5. I was really disappointed in Frisella because he was really good for me before. So, and then Turk Wendell with a 4.28 ERA, and Jake Diekman with a 5.11 ERA. So these relievers got to be better. So I'm hoping this is just an aberration, just bad luck. But hey, might have to invest in some better relief pitchers and do some upgrades. I just got the McDowell, so might be putting in him and maybe the Orozco as well. So we'll see with the relief pitching. I'm not gonna go into a game log, but now we gotta talk lineup. Lineup time. Let's go to overview first. Here are my lineups. Now you'll notice some cards that I haven't used in a while. Unfortunately, my lineup's still struggling a lot in the average department, so gotta just play who's hot and try to bring in new people, and hopefully they do better. So let's see. You can see my lineup there. And yeah, Jose Reyes I had to bring in because people like Mauricio weren't doing well. And there was, I forgot who else was not doing particularly well. Yeah, so I had to try out some new cards because my lineup was just not hitting. And so let's go to the stats now. Go to the average. So, Dom Smith, a 265 average. Now, I should say the biggest drop off of the season was Pete Alonso with only 19 homers and 72 RBIs. And there was an update. So his card got nerfed pretty much. I don't remember how bad it got nerfed, the original card, but the drop off was pretty noticeable for me. He's literally had half the amount of home runs that he did last year. So that's kind of disappointing. Drew Gilbert, 2.41 ERA, not great. Dom Smith had the best average of all my guys with a 265 average. Kind of disappointing. Howard Johnson had 26 homers, 63 RBIs, and a 258 average. So not the worst thing in the world, but average is still low. But I have him upgraded to 4. Level 4 upgrade, so gonna get him upgraded once more, and then maybe his average will go up. We'll see. Only avoid Ks at least. And let's see. Who else? Averages are just so low. No home runs, low home runs. 20 stolen bases from Marte. 10 caught, 14 stolen bases from Drew Gilbert, and 18 caught. So that's not good. And I had to bring Reyes in. Duffy Dyer was my left-handed catcher because I needed that. I needed Duffy Dyer's glove for catching, so that was there. Magadan only batted 229, and I kind of disappointed that he hasn't had a good season. He didn't have a good season. McNeil, 224, no homers. He was my second baseman, but unfortunately, he just didn't do good. And at the end of the season, I decided to train Lindor to second base so that I can use Reyes as my shortstop in case McNeil never finds himself again, or Ryan Mauricio doesn't hit well if I bring him back in. So hitting, not great. You can go full screen to see the stats. I'm not going to go through all of them. Just another one of those bad hitting. I actually don't know what I'm supposed to do because this team chemistry thing to me feels kind of broken. So, any case, let's go to our standings. See how well we did. So, now that I've told you my stats, take a guess how well I did. I'll give you a guess in 3, 2, 1. So I finished the season with a 67-95 record. We will remain in Iron League, but we will, and we were way behind. You can see only the bottom 4 got relegated, so still in the mix to stay in Iron. I'm still kind of pessimistic about my chances of remaining in this game. to keep playing because the team chemistry doesn't seem to matter all that much for my team anymore. And I'm not missing that many players, so I might have to try some new cards to see if they hit. Maybe Brett Beatty a little bit. I don't know. I'm just going to have to keep trying new cards, I guess. Try to get creative and see what happens there. The wild card, I was 23 games back. Not good. And division, I was 21 games back. Okay. And trying to think, I had a really bad month. There was a point where I thought my team might be able to compete. And that was, let's see, at the end of August, I was 16-12. Then in September, I went 6-20. I literally lost 20 games, almost all my games. And so I thought there was an outside shot I could compete for a wild card or something like for a wild card because I was way out of the division, but just had a really terrible September. I had a really bad June, 8-18. July was 20-15. And so, yeah, pretty much the story of my Mets Realm theme team. My pitching is decent, but my hitting continues to suck. And I was first in defense, but I finished ninth in ERA. I was as high as third in ERA. So, yeah, that's the story. Did not win. Can't even close. Congratulations to the Long Island City Free Souls for winning the championship. So we'll be back in Iron League in 2032. As I said, I opened up plenty of packs, and I did have some interesting pulls you might be interested in. So check that out. And I'm going to continue my combinator strategy. I'm not going to tell you all that much of who I'm targeting, since I did just tell you two of them earlier because I'm nearly done with them. So I'm not going to have a whole lot of competition for that, I don't think. But then we're going to be trying to improve our hitting. Our hitting is important, so we got to target improving all of some hitting combinators. So we'll see. Hopefully next season we do better. But I don't know if I continue to not improve and I continue to just tread water like this, then might have to pull the plug. So if you watch this video and you have an opinion, feel free to comment. Love to answer your questions. And yeah, that's my Mets Realm theme team update for 2031. I hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like to support me, you can. First, you can obviously subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video. That would mean a lot. But if you really want to support me, you can subscribe to my newsletter. It's free, substack.com. Link is in the description, also on the screen. It's a digest format newsletter, and I give my opinions and thoughts and give you my personal rankings of games that I'm interested in and stuff like that. So you can check that out over at that address, and there should be a link in the description and the pinned comment. So anyway, thanks for watching my update, and Have a nice day. Hopefully we do better next time.